Round 1.
Welcome back to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. I'm Aurelio Martinez, Stephen Johnston, my co-host, and we got Stephen Johnston, former WBC champion of the world. I think he doesn't really need the introduction because everybody out there in the boxing world knows exactly who he is, what he's accomplished in boxing, and I'll tell you what, we're very proud of him. Very, very proud. Steve, tell us a little bit about who we got here and what we're going to do.
Well, we got Stevie Little But Bad Johnston. Stevie, first of all, before I go, who gave you that nickname? Do you remember?
My Uncle Bernard.
Uncle Bernard.
Yeah.
Because I had people ask me that all the time, and I said, I'm sure it was one of his coaches, but no, it was your Uncle Bernard. Okay, but anyway, Stevie Little Bit Bad Johnston. Stevie and I go back to when Stevie was just a little kid. I'm proud to say that I got to see him grow up to be not only a world champion, but a father, husband, all the good stuff that comes along with living a good life. Once again, a Denver native, grew up on the east side, graduate of Manual High School, but I'm going to let Stevie talk to you in just a second about it. But more important, before I forget, this Saturday, not this Saturday, but Saturday, March the 25th, Stevie's finally being inducted into the Colorado Golden Gloves Hall of Fame. That'll be at the Crown Plaza Hotel and Convention Complex right off of I-70 in Chambers. Mm-hmm. Tickets are already on sale. We'll give you information about that when we end up. But I want Stevie to talk a little bit himself about his background, growing up in Denver, what elementary school, what middle school, what high school he went to, because his background is all about Denver. And for him to be, as Radio said, Denver's first legitimate world champion, awesome. So Stevie, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you guys. I really am Stephen. I've been knowing you guys a long time, since I was a little kid. Y'all followed my career, and I'm happy to be here. But as far as these boxing, this is what I worked for all my life, to be the world champion. Here I'm having an interview with you guys. I'm very, very pleased and happy to be here. So it took a lot of hard work, dedication, and this speaks for it right here, the belt.
Well, let's talk a little bit, like I said, first, before we get into your coaches, because I want everybody, he's got some coaches that you old heads will remember, like Ray and I do. But let's talk about how you grew up in Denver. What elementary school did you go to?
I went to Harrington Elementary.
Okay.
And I went to Merle Middle School.
Merle Middle School.
And I graduated from Manual High School.
Thunderbolts.
And Stevie, for you people that don't know, Stevie was a star football player at Manual. He was a star running back and a defensive back.
Yes,
could have went to college on a scholarship, on a football scholarship, but instead, boxing is his thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go talk about your background in boxing when you first started. Boxing, I believe, at 20th Street. Is that where you started at? Yes. Who was your coach at that time?
His name was Scott Audrey.
Scott Audrey. Scott is still around. We're going to get a hold of him sooner or later and have him come on. And then who else?
And my uncles, my Uncle Richard and my Uncle Chris Johnston.
Chris and Richard Johnston.
That's about it. And Dickie Woods.
Dickie Woods.
I used to live with Dickie Woods when I was in the 9th and 10th grade up in Peyton, Colorado. Yes. Colorado Springs, like a suburb of Colorado Springs. And that's
one person that I'd be remiss if I didn't mention is just the recently deceased, I know he's a good friend of yours, George Stevens.
George Stevens. He was a big, and he used to push me a lot because me and him was trained out of 20th Street together, and he used to push me every day when I used to come down to the gym.
Okay. What about Coach Steve Mestes?
Mestes, me and him, Steve was a couple of years older than me, but he worked with me a lot too.
Okay, so you guys, I just wanted to know about some of the old coaches, that work with Steve, that are fond memories of his. I'm really glad that because I forgot about old Dickie Wood. I know, but Dickie told me that you came and lived with him for a couple of years down there in Peyton, so that was a good memory for you also.
Yes, it was.
Like I said, with George Stevens just passing away, and you and I were at the memorial service for him with his wife Beth. She will be at the Golden Gloves Hall of Fame to see you inducted. But Radio, what did you?
Steve. Let's talk about your career. Let's talk about your boxing career. Real quick, let's touch a little bit on your amateur. Your amateur career, did you have a long amateur career before you turned pro?
Yes,
let's talk about it.
I had a long amateur career. I was national champion, and when Vernon Ford, rest in peace, when he beat me to go to the Olympics, I took a couple years off, and everybody was like, Steve, don't stop, turn pro. So I did, and my next focus was to win a world championship, and that's what I did.
Rest in peace, Vernon Flores. He was on one of our shows way back.
Yes, sir.
Way back at I can't tell you, but what a good man. But I'll tell you. Okay, so after your amateur career, you turned pro.
Well, hold on before because Stevie's forgetting about something that is very important. In 1993, Stevie was the Pan Am gold medalist, and that was in Havana, Cuba. It was still at that time under the regime of Fidel Castro.
Yep.
That was a big thing for Stevie. I remember when he came home, and to very little fanfare. I have to admit, it was to very little fanfare, but for those of us who knew, that was huge. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry that correction, Steve, but it was 91.
91. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
okay.
It was 91.
No, correct me, baby. That's what I want you to do.
It was 1991.
Okay.
I was the only gold medalist for the U.S. to win a Pan American gold medal.
I'll tell you what, it's natural athletic ability. I mean, from playing football to boxing. I mean, it was there, and you turn pro. When you turn pro, and I gotta let everybody know here, Stevie turned pro. He knew what he wanted. He wanted that green belt right there. Okay, because that's the green belt. That's what everybody wants, and a lot of boxers out there will give you lip service. I'm turning pro. I'm going to be world champion, but it's lip service. There was no lip service here. I mean, he did it for an example. When he won the green belt, he traveled to France, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He fought John Baptiste.
Mm-hmm.
Baptiste, okay? Defeated him in his hometown and came back with that green belt. And everyone knows after that he's had so many wars. He defended it. He fought Castillo here at the Magnus Arena in Denver. I mean, he brought so much excitement to Colorado that it wasn't even funny. Steve, tell us about your career, your boxing career. I mean, you went for the gusto. Yeah. I mean, you didn't stay here. You didn't say, give me 15 pigeons, give me this, let's build up. You went for it. You got it, and now everybody knows who you are.
When I was dedicated to go get this, when I put my mind on it, when I lost in the Olympic trials to Vernon, rest in peace, I told everybody, they was like, Steve, don't quit boxing, don't quit. Then I made my mind up to go be a world champion. I said, all right, cool. And on my 20th fight, I became world champion, man. And from then it was just, I defended in England, I defended in France. Well, I won the title in France, came back, went over to England. Then I made like 8 title defenses of the belt. I was just fighting all over the place because I wasn't one of them one champions that just want to stay at home and fight. I went everywhere and fought. So.
Man, that's memorial. Tell us a little bit about some of the. Tell us about some of your defenses, your title defenses. Which ones were the tough ones? Which ones were that are memorial to you?
Castillo. Me and Castillo fought twice. Jose Luis Castillo. Me and him fought twice. The first fight, I fought him outside in Bell some California, Bellarino, California, whatever. I can't remember. But anyway, he got me the first time in the heat. That was my first time ever fighting outside in that heat, and he got me. That's what they say, but
yeah.
But I think I kept the belt. But when we came back to Colorado, I beat him. Then they called it a draw, and after that, my life went up and down for this green belt. But
I remember that fight at the Magnus. I was there. I was present. I was there.
There was almost everybody who was in boxing in Denver was there for that fight.
And I remember that well because you were already announced the champion, defending champion.
Yeah.
It was on ESPN, and then of course ESPN went off the air. Okay, so everyone in the world knew you had defended the champion against Jose Luis Castillo. But what happened off air was the Colorado Commission came back and said they made an error in addition. Now, don't tell me how you're going to make an error counting 10 for so many rounds, okay? But somehow they did. So they actually went to your locker room, right? To give you the announcement that it wasn't a victory, that it was a draw. So that was heartbreaking, but you yourself didn't let that bother you. As a matter of fact, you walked over to the other Castillo's locker room, gave him the belt back, gave him his congratulations, and went on with your life.
That's it.
I mean, that was beautiful, guys. I mean, you just don't find that in boxing anymore, and you just don't find it in any sports anymore. I mean,
and you know what? For those that don't know, Stevie Little Bit Bad Johnston was probably the most notable name that Floyd Mayweather, you can actually say, ducked. Floyd Mayweather wanted no part of Stevie, and that's pretty much a fact if you want to go back and look at what went on at the time.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
No.
That fight, the second fight with Castillo would have been my first fight with Floyd if they wouldn't have messed up on the scorecards here at Magnus.
Yep.
And I'd have fought Floyd then, but.
And everyone knows who's the Castillo we're talking about. That's the guy who legitimately beat Floyd in their first encounter.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, giving credit to Floyd, he came back and made the adjustments, and he stopped Castillo cold. But that first fight was the first fight that you can legitimately say that Floyd was given a gift.
Yeah.
But there again, he never talked about Stevie Little Bit Bad Johnston. I mean, that was something where he just kind of avoided. I mean, and that's a fact.
And you know what? I have to say this also. Everyone now, because the sport is what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
For the people in Denver that don't know, Stevie Johnston was the boxer that put Denver on the map. I know a lot of people like to think Mike Alvarado was the one who did that, but it was Stevie Johnston who did that.
But you know, if I recall right, and I didn't do any homework, but I think there's only 2 world champions.
There's only 2.
And that was Stevie Johnston and
Lonnie Smith.
Lightning Lonnie Smith. Now, Lightning Lonnie Smith lost his on his first defense, where he ended up fighting Julio Cesar Chavez, probably the best boxer in the world at that time, and he took that fight and lost it. Where you defended the thing 8-9 times, and defended it well anywhere. You did like Muhammad Ali.
Took your show on the road.
You took your show on the road, and you showed everyone that yes, you are the baddest man. You are the champion. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. You know, when you talk about pound for pound, boxers, you know, Stevie Johnson's name has to come up here. Do your homework.
Yes.
Do your homework, and you'll see that. You know, Stevie, we're proud. We're proud of you, man. I'm telling you, we are so proud of you that you just can't imagine how many people out there really do love you, man.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why this year was so special for you to finally be inducted into the Colorado Golden Gloves Hall of Fame, because you're well deserving of it. I know some of the past inductees that I've spoken to, not a one of them doesn't say anything about, but they say yes, about time Stevie's in there. And for you folks, like I said, that Saturday, March the 25th, tickets will be on sale. You can call 303-594-0123. Get information about tickets. They're $45 for the Hall of Fame induction banquet, and that also gets you a ticket ringside VIP. It'll be roped off so nobody can come and stand in front of you. Okay, you'll be able to enjoy it, but that's $45. Call that number, make your reservation right now, because as you can imagine, they need to have a head count for how many people are going to be for the dinner. So do that.
Beautiful, beautiful, and I'll tell you what, well deserved. Inducted to the thing, well deserved. Stevie, we love you on the show. We're going to have you back. We want to follow you,
Steve, for sure.
We want to follow you after boxing.
Oh, for sure.
How you do so good. And Steve, you know, like we do on this show, when we close out, we always close out with telling everybody out there to remember to keep them hands up.
Keep them hands up.
Keep them hands up.
Keep them hands up.